lot of sounds that week, and me and Joseph actual drinks, but what's
I
up,
finally
everyone?
got it off.
Welcome back to the Engineers That Filters podcast, episode 51. I'm your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight I'm drinking a Moscow Mule in a good old copper mug, baby.
Well, it's a mint Moscow Mule, isn't
Yeah, except I didn't muddle the mint very well, so it's still a Moscow Mule.
it? With a mint garnish. I'm Joseph Grandchat, and tonight I'm drinking a gin and tonic. Although, not a real gin and tonic because it's LaCroix, key lime LaCroix,
Lacrax.
Lacroix. But I got some sick ass gin from Jacob for my birthday 'cause he's a cool guy.
Nice.
Got me Aviation Gin, which is distilled by the one and only Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, every bottle, right?
Yeah, he personally distilled.
every single
He
bottle.
fills it by hand. He dumps it in his hands and dumps it.
That's
It's
that's
a
got to be
one-way
some
number.
expensive stuff.
I don't know. I didn't buy it, so have to talk to Jacob about that.
I will confirm, which I should have known this going in, but I'm like, oh, that's top shelf. All right, well.
So I can't imagine it was cheap.
Well, that's why I said it was your birthday / Merry Christmas / New Year's present. It's all just kind of wrapped
Bundled
into
them
one.
together.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm Gabe Tillman. I'm coming to you with a brand new microphone so you can hear my annoying voice even clearer. Hell yeah. And I'm drinking a Two-Hearted Ale from Bell's. Classic.
Yep, that is a modern day classic. One for the books. And I'm Dayton, and I'm drinking Conehead IPA, which is, it's from Vermont, I think, based on the barcode, shaped in Vermont.
Yeah, it's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I haven't had it
Not
before,
gonna lie,
but
when you first showed it, I thought it was a sticker that got ripped.
the barcode.
Yeah.
It does kinda look
Isn't
like
that what
that.
Vermont just looks like anyways? Just like a ripped
A
sticker.
ripped sticker, a ripped paper sticker. You guys know that Vermont has the most craft breweries per capita?
Is it just because there's less people?
I think it's just a smaller state, yeah.
See,
But
I
people like
getcha.
drinking.
Interesting.
One time I looked up who drinks the most, and I thought like U.S. would be up there, and we're like way down. We're like in the 40s or 50s. It
Is
was
Europe
just like,
kicking our ass or what?
yeah, just a bunch of like small European countries that are just like whooping us.
Bet the Netherlands is up there.
Yeah, we're not that much of alcoholics as much as I thought we were.
And if you want, isn't the most drunk state Appleton, Wisconsin?
Well, that's a city, first of all.
That'd be
Our
a
drunk
Not a
city. Appleton's a state. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Appleton, Wisconsin is the drunkest city in the U.S. if I remember correctly. Which that kind of checks out, honestly. Who wants
You know
to live
what?
in
I'll
Appleton?
take your word for it because I don't want to Google it, and our viewers should too.
Welcome back to the podcast. We're back from our winter hiatus. Hope everyone had a good holiday break. Or maybe you didn't have a break. I don't know what your life looks like. But yeah, don't
I
forget.
don't know you, man.
Our podcast comes out every Monday on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. And you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast. And now we're going to start streaming on Twitch, which we're doing right now. Hopefully it's working. I'm not looking at it. And
Yeah,
Not a fan.
if
You guys aren't
everything
true
goes
fans.
well, we'll be able to post these streams to our YouTube, and you can see our actual faces for once. So if you're
And
curious
all of
about
our
that,
It's in our thumbnail.
but you can see them in motion.
We can't hide anything now.
See how badly I need a haircut, which I'm doing tonight. All right, well, our first episode of 2020 is going to be the same thing we did last year, which is the year compass, which is kind of a way to look back on the previous year and look forward to the new year. And it's kind of like New Year's resolutions, but a little bit more effort and hopefully things that'll stick. So we're just going to kind of go through this, pack it together, and just talk about some things for 2019. This episode and the next episode we'll talk about 2020, what our goals are, what we want to do, stuff like that. So if you want to do your own year compass, you can go to yearcompass.com and download the PDF or fill it out online, and it's pretty fun. I'd recommend it. It's a good way to kind of reflect on your life in the past year.
And it doesn't take too long either. It's pretty fun.
Definitely, like, going over the previous year takes a long time. 'Cause
I would say that
through
takes
your calendar
longer.
and stuff. Yeah. But
It was easier
2020
this
stuff's
year
bad.
because we actually had one filled out the previous year. At least for me to like, because I was like more conscious about keeping track of what I did. At least I thought it was.
It made things a little bit easier. I like referenced my old year compass to see what I wanted to do and if I actually did it. Which
Yeah, I did too. I should have listened to the previous episode to see, like, hold myself accountable. But
we did that mid-year check-in
Mhm.
also.
we did.
Yeah,
Yep.
so let's get into it. So I'm going to skip us over to page 5 on the bottom, which is titled, This is What My Last Year Was About. So this is split up into different categories, personal life, work, belongings, hobbies, stuff like that. So we'll kind of just go around and just talk about maybe one thing and maybe do 3 things each. We'll see how we're doing. But I can start to kick things off. I think the obvious thing for 2019 for me in the work/studies/profession category is my change in career path. So as some of you know, I graduated in May with these fools from Michigan Tech with a materials engineering degree, and while in my last semester I realized I did not want to do that for the rest of my life, so I decided to switch to nutrition. So last year wasn't the year I decided to do that and kind of put things in motion to make that happen. So I took the GRE, took some summer classes, took a class last semester in Minneapolis, and finished on my application. So hopefully this year I can go to grad school and start pursuing that. But last year was big, so I made that big switch. So yeah.
It's definitely a change up from engineering.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, which one were you reading? Were you reading work, studies, and profession? Is that
Yep.
which one? Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm probably going to go with friends and community, because that was definitely a big change. It was a big change for all of us this year,
Mhm.
so it's kind of a cop out. But moved away from school, and I drew a little frowny face, and then I wrote "but to a new city" with a smiley face.
That's so cute.
Yeah, thanks. So I don't know. It was good to get out of Houghton. I've lived in like a small town my entire life, So this is like the first time I've ever really lived in a city, and it's a good change, and I think it's definitely been for the better.
Well, that's good to hear.
We've had some fun.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve was really fun.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Don't really want to talk about it on the podcast too much, but it was a
It
fun
was-
time.
Oh, you guys can't have anything private in your lives. This is a podcast.
That'd be like a whole like topic. I feel like if we want to talk about that, maybe we'll talk about it in a
It's
later
like
episode.
a 20-minute story. But
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Gubby gub.
I'll do work, studies, and profession. I mean, I think we're all kind of in the same boat with like everything. It was like a big year for us, like changing wise. So I went to New Mexico on an internship, which I talked to you a little bit about on the podcast before, and that was vastly different than anything I've ever done before. Just because there's less trees and I don't know, just a completely different environment.
Mhm.
I also
Literally.
finished up school like literally a month ago, which is weird to even think about. It still feels like I'm going back. And then finally, I'm gonna be moving in the same town as these other two idiots.
Yeah.
What did you call us? You didn't call us idiots.
Hooligans.
Fools.
Oh, I thought
sorry.
it was hooligans.
These other two
Hooligans
fools.
also works.
So that'll be exciting. But
Yeah,
I'll
I think
have
you'll like it.
to, go into the whole 9 to 5 thing until I retire.
40 years of working.
Yeah, it's only 2 more of my lifetimes. But...
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Dana, I doubt it'll be 40 years. Either we'll never get Social Security, it'll be like 60 years of work, or we'll go World War III and it'll be about 3 years of work. So
Hey, I'll take either of them.
Take the easy way out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take one of them, right? So I think, let's see, I'm gonna go with the emotional and spiritual one, and I think looking back on it, like throughout college, I wasn't really like cognizant of my own like thoughts and emotions that well. So I think looking back on it, up until like the last semester, I never remembered having like any sort of like anxiety like whatsoever or like overthinking. But
That must be nice.
yeah, but yeah, now that I'm like realizing that like sometimes I have it, it's different because I'm actually cognizant of it now. Whereas I think before I just wasn't, and I was like, yeah, I'm just kind of, this is a different day. Like
Yeah.
couldn't
Well,
place
it's
a
weird 'cause,
finger on
like,
it.
once you graduate college, I've talked about before, it's like the first time in your life when there's no like set plan,
Right.
you know? You're kind of actually on your own for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine that would induce some additional anxiety.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
it's just a different day.
Same shit, different day.
Yeah, I mean that's the scary thing. You can go anywhere with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you could get a degree and get a job in your field, or you could go into nutrition and you have different life paths. It
And
just
throw out, the last 4 years just completely out the window.
right.
It's funny. I'm going back to my old high school tomorrow to talk to some students about college and stuff, and my teacher who's I'm working with is like, yeah, I mean, one of the things you can tell them is like, um, no decision is insanely lasting. Like you can be
Mhm.
very mobile and nothing really matters too much. I'm like, yeah, I'm literally the exact like example of that.
Mhm.
So hopefully I can make these kids calm down about college.
I mean,
For
my
maybe like a
buddy
day or
did
two.
pretty much the same thing where he graduated and then he's like, yeah, I don't really want to do that anymore. And his uncle, whatever his uncle did, I don't need to say it, but he started kind of like working under him, and now he does that full time. He's like, yeah, I have this degree, never gonna touch it.
Right.
It totally doesn't matter. You know?
Mhm.
As we talked about a bunch of time in this podcast, like the degree, there's so much more to the degree than just the piece of paper.
Yep.
Like and not even just the classes, but all the experiences you make and the friends you make and stuff. So
I think it's also just like a testament to your ability to stick with something for 4 years and
Yep.
be able to learn, right? Like you see people all the time who like get a degree in something completely different than what they're doing now. It's proof that you're capable of learning, right?
Mhm.
exactly, you can like manage time and yourself. And,
Exactly.
yeah,
Like
so-
it's a lot of time. I mean, 4 years doesn't seem like a whole lot, but it's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort.
in retrospect, it was fucking nothing. Went by so fast.
It did.
It really did. But
I'll piggyback off a date and do emotional, spiritual. 2019 was a roller coaster for me emotionally. I feel like it started out, I don't know, the whole being in school and graduating was a weird time because like part of me is like I really don't want to graduate because I want to just like stay in this college life for as long as I can, and part of me was excited to graduate because I could do something new, and there's a lot of uncertainty ahead, so graduating was very bittersweet. So I was, leaving you guys, and then the summer just fucking sucked. I was in I went on that rant for an episode, but I lived in a
Mhm.
really shitty situation in our old house with new people, and it just was terrible. And I was pretty lonely in the summer, and then got a lot better and moved to Minneapolis with Joseph, and that's been fun, having somebody to talk to and just hang out with every day. So, but near the end of the year, like the last few days, like Christmas and then into New Year's was kind of a downer again because I took like the week off or 2 weeks off, like the week of Christmas, the week of New Year's I both took off, and the week of New Year's I was literally just laying in the apartment all day for like 5 days straight, and that you think you'd want to do that because I'm like, yeah, I can just chill, and you can just get really like stir crazy and like feel like a piece of shit.
It was also cold that week, so it wasn't like you could just
Go
really
out.
go out and like go for
Yeah.
a walk downtown or.
I went for
that's
like
the
a
shitty
run a
thing.
couple times, but it was bad.
That's the nice thing about Houghton though, is like when it's cold, there's at least snow. But like at least here, I don't know how it is there, but it'll be like cold, but there's no snow. So it's just brown. It's like, all right, well, what do? I can't go snowboarding because there's no snow.
Yeah.
That's like my number one thing. Like, I could go for a walk, but there's nothing to fucking look at. It's brown.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, there's been like zero snow recently, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, there's snow on the ground most places. There's a good couple inches. It was above freezing for a little bit today, though.
Yeah, it's been really weird weather. I wish we still had the Houghton's amounts of snow. But
This weather has been bullshit. I woke up yesterday and it was below 0.
Mhm.
Like below 0, like -1. Not so like pretty fucking cold. Today it got up to like 37.
Yep. It's
like
it sucks.
It's like at least just be fucking consistent, okay?
It almost rained today, and it's like I don't want when rain hits snow, it's just a fucking mess. Like
Mhm.
nobody wants that. It's really annoying. But yeah, so when I was writing the year compass down, I was kind of still like feeling shitty about myself and like I was a piece of shit. So it's a little more negative than I would like it to be. But 2019 was very much a bunch of up and down. So
Mhm.
It always is, man.
I think for my second one, I'm gonna go with relaxation, hobbies, and creativity. Part of which is continuing on this podcast. Sticking through it, even through moving away from each other. And also, I got to go on at least two, really cool snowboarding trips this year. Once with your boy Gabe, and my dad and his friend. We went up to Boho.
Oh yeah, that was 2019. That's
Yeah.
I was like, wait, no, oh yeah.
And then we went on a bar crawl in Calumet, Michigan.
That was one of my favorite nights, in
that
the
was-
Keweenaw.
That was a classic night. And then I also went snowboarding right after New Year's with my family in Colorado, which was really fun. And I wish I could go back. Every day I want to go back out there. Don't got the vacation time for that.
Right.
It's a damn shame, isn't it?
Yeah. But so
Wish you had more.
So that's me.
I think I'll kind of build off this friends thing, Jacob, because I kind of am in like a similar boat. I feel like. So it's interesting because a lot of the people who graduated in May were like, man, I really miss college. But like when I was in college, I was like, man, I wish I was in the real world. Like I was just, it was a lot less fun with everybody around. Not that there still wasn't. I think I got closer with a lot of the other people that were still there. Like I definitely got closer with Josh and like Joe and.
Talking about last semester specifically, right?
Yeah, specifically. Yeah. And even this summer was weird because like I went to New Mexico with no friends. I mean, I had a friend group and stuff, but it was just so much different from like what I was used to. And then now coming to like December or like January, so like I'm taking a month off essentially before I start work. So I thought it would be a good idea, but now I'm going a little crazy.
Yeah.
Because like
it always seems like a good idea.
Why
I just feel like
Aiden and I did like 3 road trips in our month before. Or
yeah,
between
I just
school
feel
and
like
work.
kind of lonely, and I don't know what it is. Like, so I was looking at last year's compass, and like, I don't know, it's so much different friend group wise. And even now, like, I'm gonna be going into. I mean, obviously, I'll have you guys there, but I'm meeting a whole bunch of new people and make new friends all over again.
Yep.
It'll be fine. It's just so much different, and it feels a little bit more lonely, I guess.
Yeah. Well, hopefully once you get to Minneapolis and you kind of get settled in, then.
Yeah, I think that Minneapolis is a good town just because there's a lot of young people to like connect with. So.
Yeah, especially in where you're living.
Right, and I'll be in a very young area too, so.
Yeah.
It's
That was
just
an
a lot
art.
different. Well, isn't yours like 30s? It's not like they're old.
Yeah, but they're not our age, you know.
Right.
Older
Yeah.
than us.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like Uptown is the area where like all of the post-college people go.
Yeah.
At least that's what I've been told.
I mean, when we went out on New Year's, we went to the first bar, and I saw 4 or 5 people from my high school there. So.
Nice.
That's I don't know. That's a con to me.
In a town of
Trust me,
500,000
I
people.
avoided them. I avoided them.
Dude, why do you
Were they
think-
all in a group, or were they like 4 separate people?
Four were in a group, and then 2 more came in later.
Okay.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with health and fitness, just because I think that I've been pretty consistent with it this year. So I mean, like early, like in the winter last year, I was going to the gym like 4 times a week, and I was playing some. I think we were playing like soccer and hockey, so staying pretty active, and broom ball, of course, yeah. And then when I came out here, I picked up soccer and volleyball and ultimate, and then of course mountain biking, been trail running, and then I've been working out more too. So I think I've been doing a pretty good job of just actually staying consistent this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you went vegan and intermittent fasting and stuff.
Yep.
Gotta activate those longevity genes.
Mhm. I'm gonna live past World War III. That's my goal.
Be a fucking cockroach.
The hard part
funny.
is dodging the draft.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that I'm.
because you're so fit. They're gonna be like, damn.
No, dude. I
okay,
think
shit."
I'm safe, dude. I'm a defense contractor, so like, Think they're gonna like steal me away from that? I don't know.
I
See,
don't know.
the only
I didn't see that on the list of exemptions, and I was doing research the other night.
the only peace of mind I have, it's like they're not gonna throw smart people in the front lines, all right? Like they'll put me in like the
No, they
communications.
put us in like engineer stuff.
Yeah,
Bro,
like I'd be like a
fuck that.
communications engineer or some bullshit or whatever the title is, and Joseph would be like making the missiles or something. I don't know.
Probably
We're
making the little bomb robots.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. We're recording this on January 9th, and yesterday it seemed like things between the U.S. and Iran have de-escalated. So I'm hoping that it's gonna stay chill.
Yeah, it's
Well,
gotten a
good.
little bit better. But man,
Oh,
that
good.
week, I remember waking up to like the
Dude.
memes, and I was like, "What the fuck happened?"
Mhm.
It was bad. It was funny. So if you go to BoJack Horseman's Twitter, it's obviously the Twitter like in the character BoJack, but it's like 2020 starting out great. It was like day 1 hungover, day 2 I don't remember, then day 3 fire, day 4 war, day 5 Golden Globes, and then today.
Day 2
Like,
was
that
his
was it.
birthday.
Oh yeah, day 2 is my birthday. Nobody
And
remembered.
said thanks for wishing me a happy birthday, Netflix. Not. Or like,
Yeah, 'cause like Australia's on fire. Fucking Iran, we might go to war with them, and then yeah, the Golden Globes thing, which the Ricky Gervais monologue was fucking amazing. If any of you,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
it was hilarious. But
He just shat on like the audience, like in the actual like award show, not like the
yeah,
everyday viewer.
That's
if
kind
you
of
haven't
what
seen it, look
I
it up. It's fantastic. All right, for my third and final section of this page, I'm gonna go to relaxation, hobbies, and creativity. I'm just gonna shout out a bunch of shit that I did last year and things I found. So I'm just gonna go fast, and you don't gotta know what they are. It's fine. Shouting out Gus Johnson. All right, Nakey Jakey,
Ooh.
the show Barry.
Okay.
I finally watched Game of Thrones last year. Shout out to I Think You Should Leave. Joseph knows what I'm talking about. I guess
I
so does Dayton.
I
and
know what
Gage,
you're
yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
We showed them all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you should leave. Letterkenny, Joseph.
Ooh.
Attack on Titan, Joseph.
Oh baby.
Being like the hype man. I don't know if I like it.
We need to hear
Joseph,
that.
How about this one? Demon Slayer.
Oh.
And then for music, we got Bastille new album, which is fantastic.
Steal my thunder, man.
We got Mountain Joy.
What up?
We got the new Millennium album.
Yeah.
And then finally, we had Avengers Endgame, which was fucking amazing.
Whoop, whoop.
All in all,
Last year.
pretty solid year. I didn't even go into games, but yeah, 2019 was pretty solid.
I
Mostly
totally
like on the YouTube front, honestly.
Yeah, I totally split my time like in my headspace for like January to like June is like a different time frame than like July to December. I always forget like shit happens.
Like my brain split into like 3. There's like the winter, summer, and then like
I think I
fall.
do it by semester to be honest.
Yeah.
And
That's
like
what I mean. Yeah.
yeah, it's weird.
Joseph, give me your last one.
My last one is probably finances and the fact that I'm making that bank, buddy.
Ooh, make it
that
rain.
engineering salary. Let's get it, boy. Feels good. Got that net positive in the bank.
Mhm.
No
The best
longer
part
red.
about Joseph making money is that he could like get approved for our apartment without them seeing my finances. Just
Yeah,
very
me
nice.
alone was enough to get it because they're like, we need a proof of income, and I'm like, my roommate doesn't have it, but here's mine. He's like, oh no, you're good. Don't worry about it. Hey.
Bada
So
bing,
that's
bada
the
boom.
kind of money I'm making then. Let's okay. Let's get with it.
Don't worry, it hasn't gone to his head. He's just bragging.
I can't tell.
It just feels really nice.
Mm.
No, he's not as dumb as the people who live in our building that park an Alfa Romeo in a Minnesota winter, like on, the street.
Nice.
What are you doing? Get an indoor parking spot anyway.
Mm.
Cub.
I guess I'll do health and fitness. I started working out in April, and I think I've only missed 3 times the whole year, so I've been pretty consistent with it. Like
3
The only
strikes
time I
and
really-
you're out, buddy.
the only time I missed for holidays, it was 4th of July, Christmas, and because Christmas is on a Wednesday and something else. But I don't know, it feels good. Like I feel a lot better about myself and like the
Fucking
way I
yoked.
look. Yeah, I feel a lot better.
Dude,
Uh,
show the camera those ice cream scoops.
Yeah, come on, Gabe. Come on, Gabe. Let's see them.
how many Twitch viewers we got?
I don't know.
How,
I'm not right now.
I'm not looking at it either, to be honest.
I'm not gonna do that shit.
Just there's two, so it's me and probably Dayton.
No point showing anybody any.
Dude, it'll be on YouTube. Come on.
It's
Come on,
on my
Gabe.
Instagram. You
Come on,
it's on
Gabe.
my Instagram.
Show the
Those
guns.
ice cream scoops.
Come
Oh my
on.
god! All right, here we go.
Oh
my
yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
I feel bad for the audio listeners.
It's gonna be ear rapey.
I know. But I just switched over to a new routine in December. It's kicking my ass a lot more than the easy one that I found on Reddit. But it feels good. I don't know. I just feel a lot better about myself. So just want to bring it up.
Spoiler for the Year Cup of 2020. I'm coming for you, Gabe.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Dude, you should
No, I
work out with me when I
definitely
move to Minneapolis. We'll work out together.
That'd be a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna drive to Uptown every day to work out with you.
That's fine. You don't have a you do have a job. Shit.
Oh, it's me. I'm gonna go with personal life and family, because I mean, I obviously moved out here to Connecticut, and I left, all my family, all my friends, didn't know anyone coming out here, so, like I
Bye.
became yeah, pretty much just by everyone, but so I became further away from my family, but like, just physically, like I feel like I've become closer emotionally now. Just because like I'm not home that often,
Yeah.
so
But
kind of have to
I
be.
mean, it's not
It's
like
like-
you're home any less than you were at
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, but
It's not like you took any of us took weekend trips home.
y-
And I know it's
yeah,
not the same.
yeah.
I know
It's just
not the same.
something's different about it. I don't know. Maybe it's me getting more mature. I don't know.
Well, I mean, how far is the drive if you want to drive home right now?
I don't know, like 15 hours or something.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's the biggest difference. Like, even if you really wanted to, it'd be kind of just a huge pain to drive home.
yeah,
I mean, there's an airport though. I mean, the
Oh,
thing is
yeah.
like in
Well, that
Houghton.
costs a
What
lot.
I'm saying is that like in Houghton, like you can't like fly that. Like it's
That's
just
true.
not an option.
I mean, it is. It's just a crapshoot.
Cool. There's one flight and it goes to Chicago, and then you gotta get picked up in Chicago. It just
Or fly from Chicago. But yeah.
right.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah, exactly.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that though. It's weird because like I'm closer to home than I've ever been after high school, and I still barely visit.
Yeah,
And it's just like I should more, but it's just getting out of the habit of not seeing them as much.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think that there is some, like, the relationship changes, like, the less you see each other. Like, I think that it's easier, not to say that you, like, don't get along with your family, or, like,
Mhm.
anyone doesn't, but, like, it's easier to deal with people in small doses like that. So,
definitely.
Like, if you don't see someone for, like, a while, and you see them, for a few days, you really enjoy it. But, like,
Mhm.
with anyone for a month or whatever, you're gonna get fucking nutty with that person. Like they're
Yep.
just gonna start getting annoying and shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna think the same way too. That's just how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, let's go to the next page. 6 sentences about my past year. So these basically give you half of a sentence and you finish it with, whatever happened in your life. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do just a couple of these or we just want to rapid fire through them.
Well, didn't we do like a year before episode and then a year after episode?
Yeah, that's what we're
Yeah.
still doing. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure
But
out-
there's still a lot left to do in the last
Yeah.
year.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
let's just rapid fire through the 6 sentences and then you can stop and talk about anyone you want to like clarify more. But
Okay.
so all right, first one. The wisest decision I made was moving in with Joseph.
Aww.
So cute.
If I didn't and I lived at home, I would not be as happy as I am right now. So that was good. The biggest lesson I learned, which was this maybe sounds kind of lame, but I enjoy living with exactly one other person. I realize by myself is not a good combo. I learned that last summer, and with a lot of people, like I don't know, 6 or 7 guys, it's fun, but things get messy, and you don't know who didn't do their dishes, and it's like a whole thing.
Hey Jacob,
Oh,
here's a hint. It wasn't me.
Yeah, Dayton doesn't eat, so he didn't make the bet. Or he didn't
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me be clear. We all knew who it was, but nobody wanted to talk to them about it, you know?
Hmm.
But with one person, it's perfect because like you still get your space, but also you have somebody to talk to every day. So it's just like a really nice.
And you know who to
Solid.
point fingers at.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like you.
Next one, biggest risk I took, switching to nutrition, obviously. Biggest surprise of the year, I bought a VR headset. Would not have expected I was gonna do that this year, but the stars aligned and I was able to do that, so that was pretty fun.
It's a fucking blast. I'm so thankful that you bought that.
It's so fun. We just got a new music pack in Beat Saber and it is a blast. So great.
Did Joseph buy that with his engineer salary?
Actually, I bought it with my winning from fantasy football this year, so
Oh.
just a consolation winner. The most important thing I did for others was senior design, probably. And for others, I mean like my team and also like the department and just like, and then the biggest thing I completed was school, but mostly our senior design project. That was the hardest thing. So that was a combination of the actual project end of semester and then also the summer work I did with my teammate and some professors. So getting all that done was a lot, but I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad it went well, and we actually got first place in the competition we submitted to. So
Heck yeah.
yeah. All right, Joseph.
All right. So the wisest decision I made, I think, was moving out of the state and on my own. And I say on my own, I have a roommate, but to me, it's still on my own. Biggest lesson I learned is I don't like living alone as much as I thought. But I put a little asterisk because it's not that I can't, and it's like it was bad, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Biggest risk I took, moving to Minneapolis. These are all very Minneapolis things. I'm just gonna say that right now. Biggest surprise of the year was where I ended up moving because I didn't get a job until April and I graduated in May. So I was really cutting down the wire on that.
That's a lot of
Last
people though.
second.
Yeah, but it was still like a good 4 months of the year that I just had no idea what I was gonna do. I didn't write anything down for the most important thing I did for others. I couldn't come up with anything. It made me feel kind of
You asshole.
But also, I don't like to keep track of things that I do for others. The list was too long to narrow
No,
down.
that's
Turn,
what it
turn it on the book. Turn it on the year. It was just a bad sentence. So.
And the biggest thing I completed, I wrote graduating college, but to be honest, it's finishing school. Because, that's 16, that's the last 16, kindergarten, 17 years of my life that I, closed. I finished, like I'm not done learning, but I'm done, with formal education, at least for a while. I doubt I'll go back to school, but, so it's weird. It's a weird change.
Oh, it's me. Fuck. Wait, are you done?
Yeah, he's done. Are you not
Shit.
following along with your packet?
No, I had it's on my phone. It was locked.
Also,
Alright.
Jacob, when you said now we're turning the page, it reminded me of like those read-along like audio things
Oh, yeah.
where it makes the sound when you're supposed to. When you hear this sound, turn the page. That's what it reminded me of.
That's a throwback right there.
All right. The wisest decision I made, I put accepting a full-time. Accepted it in October, starting in February. New place, new environment, all that fun stuff. The biggest thing I learned, I would say that I learned that I'm capable of talking to people more than I thought that I was, and I'm able to go into a whole new environment and, I don't know, be happy and be okay with it. I think like New Mexico was a really good like trial run for like moving to a new area. Even though like I'll know more people in Minneapolis than I will in New Mexico, it's good to know that. I mean, I kind of went into 2019 thinking that I was just like this awful person to talk to, and like I just have this like I'm really bad at like social. I don't know, just like talking to other people, I guess.
Well, you're not wrong. All right.
I was gonna say, but I think that I realized that. I mean, I could obviously work on it, but I'm totally fine talking to people, and I can take care of myself.
It's funny what you realize what you can do when you're forced to do it.
Right, and I think that was a good thing, and that leads in the next sentence, Jacob. Good segue. The biggest risk I took going to New Mexico. I kind of like forced myself to be put in that type of situation, and I'm glad that I did because the first couple weeks were super uncomfortable, and I had a lot of doubts. And I'm sure Dayton probably has some similar response to it, but it was just like I kind of like freaked out for a little bit, and then I calmed down, and I figured it out. And I know that feeling is going to come back in Minneapolis, but at least I know it's going to be temporary. You know, I can focus on it and move on. Biggest surprise of the year, I would say how dynamic my life was. I said I was in a different spot almost every 3 months. Like I kept moving around from like, you know, Houghton, New Mexico, back to Houghton. I'm back in like Lansing, and then I'm closing it out in Minneapolis. I've just been moving around every 3 months. It's nuts. Most important thing I did for others, I actually did put something better than Joseph. I just said that.
Guy.
Yeah, you know me, the selfless guy.
Yeah.
I just said that I listened to a lot of friends when they needed like someone to talk to. I think that's important for everybody, and I think most friends would do that. But you know, whenever I listen, have other people listen to me, it means a lot to me. I try and pay that back when I can. Like if someone needs to listen, try to be there. And then biggest thing I completed, just like Joseph, finishing school and getting a job and not having to freak out come in December and like, trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing with my life. I had it locked in before I graduated, which is awesome. So I'm really excited about that.
Hell yeah.
All right, wisest decision I made, pushing myself outside of comfort zones and visiting new places. That's referring to both moving out here and then also the places that I've been since I've moved out here.
You've traveled a lot.
Yeah. Biggest lesson I learned, this one isn't like so much that I learned, but more that just kind of like solidified in my mind. I am not perfect, but it's important to be mindful of where to improve. Like, so like the negatives, but then you also have to be conscious of the positives, so you're not always just like shitting on yourself constantly. Biggest risk I took, leaving everyone and everything I knew to move out here to Connecticut where I literally didn't know a single thing. Biggest surprise of the year, just getting a job, LOL. That's literally what I wrote. The most important thing I did for others, similar to Gabe, just being able to support friends whenever they need it. Because, I mean, one that, it of course helps your friends, but then I think it helps you too, because then you kind of get to know your friends better. And biggest thing I completed, my undergraduate degree with honors in parentheses. That's
Shit,
what these are called.
We were doing that.
Yeah.
Here,
Ooh,
just
oh.
trying to one up me, whatever.
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
had
what I was
honors
doing.
too, but I didn't know we were bragging. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? I was proud of it. It's the biggest thing I accomplished, dude. I got it by 0.1.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was
No,
like
no,
right
wait,
on the wire.
0.01.
So
not way closer than 0.1.
did they calculate it by your fall semester? Because they calculated mine by the spring semester.
So when you walk, it was by your fall, the previous semester, but like
Right.
your degree will say what your final GPA was.
Right. But like I walked with chords based off my spring performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was any different because you actually have your exams after or before you graduate.
Yeah, but it's like the week before. It's not like.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like they have time to grade all that shit.
It's
Mm-hmm.
not like they're going to anyways.
Yeah. And you pick up your robes way before that anyway.
Yeah,
Gown. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's no way they could have all that stuff ready until actually walk with like everything.
Yeah.
So. All right, on the next page, 6 questions about my past year. This is very similar to the last section. It's just phrased a little bit differently. Let's just do a couple of these. We have to do all of them, mostly because I'm not comfortable talking about my answers for a lot of these. But I'm just gonna pick out a couple for me. Who are the 3 people who influenced you the most? So the people who like changed me the most last year. One is my nutrition professor because she was the one who got me interested in nutrition and kind of made me believe I could switch and do things I wanted to do. One is my brother. We were able to reconnect last year for the first time in a long time, and that really changed my perspective of myself and him. So that was really good to do. And then one of my old high school friends who I started talking to recently, they were able to help me through some stuff that I went through this past couple months. So that definitely helped me out a lot last year. Another one on this page is what were you not able to accomplish? And for me, it was a healthy workout routine. I really wanted to, but I just like couldn't make it happen. Mostly because I'm lazy. So, next year I'm really gonna try to get something going, but I wasn't able to do that last year. And then last one, what are you most proud of? Just talking with my family more. I don't want to go into a whole bunch of detail, but again, my brother and my family, we've been communicating a lot more recently, which has been very good and eye-opening. So I'm proud of kind of initiating that and continuing to do that. So.
Right on.
Sick, bro. As I call. So I guess what I'm most proud of, thriving in a new city. It hasn't been all perfect, but I think I've done pretty well for myself, and I'm very, very proud of myself for how well I've done for, living over the summer in an apartment by myself. Like, my only friend here was Cooper, which is a great guy. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know if he's a weekly listener.
I don't think he is. Sometimes
You
he
might
should.
not be having lunch with him next week.
Oh, I bet I will. He's been in Alabama this week, so he's been
Yeah, I
missing
know.
me.
He's been texting me.
He's actually at the plant that I applied to work at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's like, I'm so glad you didn't work down here.
Yeah, he's just been complaining about the guy he's been with.
Dude, Joseph, you would have went down there, you'd have been yeehaw as fuck.
Yeah, because growing up in a small Midwestern town wouldn't have made me
No.
So yeah, I was pretty proud of that. Let's see. The best thing that I've discovered about myself was that I can survive on my own. Again, living through 3 months ago, I didn't do as great as I would have wanted to, but I did better than I expected or thought I could. If that makes sense. Where there were definitely hard days, but I really enjoyed it. I got a shit with the door open. Can't be beat. No offense.
Dude, I just walked back. Shooting with the door open is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I know. So it had its highs and lows, but I'm thankful that Jacob's here. But I know in my heart now that I can live by myself.
Shit.
I mean, you can shit with the door open with Jacob around. You just might catch a
Assert
glimpse of your
your
nuts.
dominance
You totally
and
could
shit
in
with
your
the door
room,
open.
Joseph. Like the way your room's set up, you totally could still do it.
Except the thing is, I shat in your bathroom with the door open.
All right, well.
So it was like facing the kitchen. That was a power move. And what I'm most grateful for is where I'm at, and that includes like the location, financially, and like my health. I'm just, I'm grateful that I'm, a young, spry young lad.
A young buck. Ooh, gay.
A new city,
Ooh.
big city, and got a good job. So I can't be more grateful for anything that.
And you've had some dates recently. Woo woo.
Yeah.
Okay. I see you.
On the up and up.
Go, it's your turn.
Okay. What am I most proud of? Kind of similar to Joseph, surviving alone. I think that I realized how much more capable I am. I already kind of talked about that. I did say in my last year calendar that I was gonna try and get a certification in my field, and I did actually get one over the summer. It's huge. I'm really glad that I pursued that and was able to pass it first try. No big deal. The passing rate for like first try is like 10%, so I felt really good.
Fucking
Passing
nerd.
that damn thing.
Nerd.
A little bit. I got graduating college with honors, and I just am more proud about like how I see myself. Like I said, about like the fitness thing, and it's also like a mental thing too. Just between like combination of like going to see a therapist and working out, like doing that mental and that physical thing, I feel a lot better about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it just feels good. I just feel like I'm in a good spot.
Good.
Hell yeah.
What was that? Let's see. What is the best thing you've discovered about yourself? And then I already talked about it. I'm not as awkward as talking to people as I thought. I'm capable of taking care of myself. And then, what are you most grateful for? And I'd say that I've been pretty lucky with like how things have worked out for me throughout college and whatnot. Like I've gotten internships with enough. I mean, not like a ton of effort, but like enough effort. And like same with the job. Like just by applying to a decent amount of places, I'm lucky to have one because I know not everyone gets that opportunity. So I'm really happy that I don't have to stress for this month. I can just try and relax as much as I can, as much as I'm getting a little stir crazy. I can relax knowing that like eventually, things are I'll be okay. I don't have to freak out.
Right on. So what am I most proud of? I would say my work-life balance. I would say that is probably about as good as it gets right now. So I'm really happy about that. Who are the 3 people who influenced you most? I would say my friend Justin, who lives in New York, that I visit somewhat often, the podcast boys, and then also my dad. Yeah,
Shout out to Ralph.
shout out. Yeah, here's a little bit of a cop out answer, like three for one. But who are I didn't have any for the who are the 3 people you influenced most, because like
It's such a hard question to answer.
yeah,
Like, I already
yeah.
feel like an asshole, like feeling good about myself on the let alone like who did I make better this year?
Yeah, yeah, I don't
That's a
know.
hard
Or
question.
worse, or worse.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
would say
Yeah,
it could
yeah,
be
it
the
says
worst.
influence. That doesn't say good or bad.
Yeah.
So.
That's
I
very
mean,
true.
I put my nephew down for that. I didn't. I mean, I'm just a fun kid. Is all I'm saying.
This is called a beer.
No.
And then what was I not able to accomplish? I wasn't able to do a through hike with a frowny face. It's still something I really want to do, but just not in the cards for the last year. What is the thing you have discovered best thing you have discovered about yourself? My overwhelming ability to adapt. Basically, whatever situation I find myself in, it might be like shitty for like a week or so, but eventually you just kind of get into a new routine, new habits form, and
It's
it all
interesting to me that
it all
like, 3 of us
passes.
have that same, like a very similar answer to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure just Jacob feels the same way too. It's just interesting how much you can doubt yourself until you do it. You're like, hey, this
Mhm.
is
You don't know your limits until you push them.
right. I can actually do this.
Mhm. And then what are you most grateful for? My body and my mind. If I didn't have a body that was able to play sports, Joseph, I see you doing some faces.
Grateful for your body too, man.
No, if I weren't able to do all the sports and like activities that I do, I think I would actually go crazy. Like, cause even on like the weekends where like I don't have any like organized sports, I go slightly crazy. So, yeah.
I like it. All right, let's finish off with best moments. Just pick out some fun memories from 2019. We can talk about them. First one, I'm gonna go with Thanksgiving. This year, I joined Joseph to come down to downstate Michigan. I got to see Dayton and Gabe and some other friends of ours that live in the area, and it was a very fun time. We got to hang out with Dayton's family. I got to hang out with Joseph's family.
Almost died on Wednesday night.
Stein
Thursday morning.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Stein night, okay? We had a
night.
little episode, talking about it, but that was a really fun time. And I really, really, one of my favorite parts of that was playing euchre with Joseph and his dad and his brother-in-law, and just like drinking and playing euchre and getting our asses kicked. But that was really fun. So I like Thanksgiving a lot.
One of my best moments of the year was being a part of my sister's wedding. It was just a really wonderful day, and she's my youngest sister, so I'm definitely closest with her.
You're
So
next.
Yeah. Well, I am because I'm the only kid left.
Yeah.
So.
No pressure, but the rest of
Yeah.
your family's like, come on, man.
I don't think they're holding their breath. But it
It's
was
like, look, listen, I had a couple dates,
What more do you want?
But it was just a great day, and it was good to see all my family and be with them. And yeah, I'm so happy for her and her husband. He's a great guy. And so yeah, no, I think that was probably one of the highlights of my year. Indeed.
I got like a whole list. I'm trying to get some highlights.
We'll do a few of these, so don't. Yeah, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I would say taking snowboard classes with you guys was a lot of fun. It was fun just going on like I don't know, was it Thursdays?
It was
Thursdays and just it might have been
It was
Tuesday.
something. It was Tuesday or Thursday. I think it was
Just
Tuesday.
going on a day and then just being able to snowboard with all you guys was really fun. Powder Day during Winter Carnival really stuck out to me
Yeah.
because that's the first time I had to try out my new board and powder. It was
Yeah.
amazing. I would say going to New Mexico in general, like Friday nights we'd go to a bar with some of my friends and that was really fun. New hikes, going to the drive back, I kind of took a long way back, so I went to Denver and I went to Moab and some other points of interest, and that was just a lot of fun to be able to go to on the way back. So I don't think I would have consciously done that drive otherwise.
Mhm.
I'm glad that I got to do that.
Nice. I didn't put down like specific memories. I just kind of like lumped them all into one thing, and I just kind of realized that all of my most memorable experiences were with other people. Like none of them were just like me doing something like alone, even though I did plenty of things alone this past year, especially in the past like 6-7 months or so. But like things like backpacking with my friend Justin, and I mean spending time with you guys when I was home, and just like spending time doing like sports with people out here. Oh, and then I had this really corny sentence at the end. Oh gosh, I'm embarrassed at this.
You got it though.
All right.
You got it.
In
The
these,
people who
tease
made
us
it
like
this
that.
far.
yeah,
they deserve
yeah,
it.
I can give it to them, right? In these moments, it doesn't feel like I'm working or thinking. I'm just living. 'Cause like
I was expecting more live, laugh, love, but that wasn't.
no,
Yeah.
no, and I mean that kind of ties back in. Like one of the things that I think I realized, I don't know if we've talked about it yet, but basically just like I overthink all the time, and like a lot of the time I can like jog it back, but in like the moment, in like those memorable moments, like I don't have any recollection of like overthinking at all. I'm just kind of like taking things in as they are and reacting to them, and I don't know. Seems to work pretty well if they're memorable, right?
Yeah, I think that I agree. Looking at my memories, I have a similar thing where you're kind of just there, and that's kind of what makes the memory stronger. Like
Mhm.
imprints it like on your memory.
Yep.
A lot of my strongest memories are just feelings more than they are like I don't know, images, I guess.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, it's like paired with like an image, I guess. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I know,
Made
I
a
have
couple.
similar written down where it just says being with friends, forgetting my worries, and constantly smiling. Because
Mhm.
that was what we did this last semester. Like all our
Thursday
shenanigans.
nights, dude.
Yeah, like I think we made a really great for the three of us last semester, for Gabe's second to last semester. But
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed being able to spend a lot of that time with you guys.
Yeah. My last ones I want to say are the time I carried that huge garbage bag of Jimmy John's bread party.
That was a lot
Which
of fun.
sucked at the time, but the payoff was great. Just our 70s party in general, like dressing up, was really fun. Like Dayton had that white suit. And shit,
Oh
like,
yeah.
that was a,
That
that was a
Snapchat
fantastic
with
party.
our glasses, Jacob.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
The 70s party was so fun. The 90s party was also fun, but it wasn't as fun because we had to be in parent mode a lot more. There's a lot more
Mhm.
shit going wrong. But I have really good memories of the 70s party. And then the last one I'll say is just, I was talking about this with somebody, I don't remember who it was, but just like on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning, we'd all just come down to the kitchen, just sit in the kitchen hungover.
Yeah,
Not even really say
I just
anything.
Every time you open the door when you hear us, you're in your hoodie up.
Yep.
You just kind of scuttle over, small steps, you're like, hey.
And wait, I'll just like sit there and be quiet, maybe talk about like what happened last night and
Yeah.
stuff, and
Piece
I really
everything
miss
together.
those mornings. It's really fun. So, all right, and then I guess like before we go on the last page, there's just a thing that is the past year in 3 words, and if your last year was a book, what would it be called? So I kind of, for the 3 words, I kind of was like Gabe earlier was talking about the 3 semesters. So like seniors, summer, and Minneapolis. Those are kind of the 3 stages of my year. And then there's a really, I'm not very creative with this shit, so my book name is super corny, but it's like friends, family, and pancakes. Pancakes.
You couldn't get the alliteration?
I know.
Yeah,
I
come
feel
on.
like it was just like
feel like I
up
had
there.
something,
You
but it
could have
wasn't.
reached for it, dude. Like,
So yeah, that was my 2019.
My 3 words were graduation, career, and Minneapolis. So pretty similar to Jacob's. And then my book would be cool. Period. Now what? 'Cause it's great. Now I just gotta work, or is there some other shit going on?
I like
too?
it. I like it.
Your max level, you know. There's
Yeah, I
nothing-
guess so.
You can't prestige. That's not this type of game.
I don't know. In Hinduism, you can prestige though.
Oh, okay.
You can respawn.
Maybe.
Just saying.
My 3 words. I did dynamic, bittersweet for the graduation, and very busy.
It's not 1 word.
It's a modifier. We'll
Words.
accept it.
Bittersweet and busy are 2 separate words.
You said very busy.
Very busy.
Oh, well,
Given shit.
busy, but it was very busy. I couldn't say very busy.
Okay, I'll give it to you, Gabe. It's an adjective. It's not a noun
Thanks, man.
or a verb.
My
It
book
doesn't
was
say
also.
3 nouns. It says 3 words.
Hey, listen, we're getting close to
Those are rules.
We're getting
alright?
close to time.
Rules
Shut
are
up,
meant to
let
be
me
broken.
finish.
We wasted like 4 minutes in the beginning. We got plenty of time left on the
Oh shit, you're right. He forgot to unplug his fridge. So the book title is Adventures of Gabe, who moves every 3 months and also has some personal growth along the way.
Alright, that's fucking corny as shit.
I'll be honest, it's a pretty shit title. It's just like tells you the entire plot of the book. It's like,
It's like one of those trailers that tells
where you
what
learn the
happens at
entire
end.
thing.
I got a new one for you right now. You ready?
Okay, go
Gabe
ahead.
the Nomad.
There we go.
Yeah, yep. I like that one better.
Change it right now. Just cross it.
It's a PDF. I can't.
Alright, yep. So graduate, growth, and change. And change is there because, I mean, obviously I changed where I was living and, changed what I was doing. But also because, like, my mindset right now is like, who the hell knows where, like, I'm going to be going. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll want to change my career.
2 different meetings. That's 2 words.
Oh, you're right, dude. Rules are rules, right?
But he put them in separate blocks.
Nope. Duality clause. I don't know.
Duality
Dave,
clause.
you're wrong. Dave's right.
He just butthurt.
Yeah. Even when I stood up for him, I stood up for Gabe, and he's still stabbing me. And then my book was just, it is a pretty standard title, Maintaining Mental Health. Like, I feel like it's just like a generic how-to book.
I would not read that book either.
Yeah. I wouldn't read it either.
Definitely a lot better than mine, though.
Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't take much to be better than yours.
Mine
Oh,
was like the
shit.
title of an Arctic Monkeys song, where it's just too damn long.
Or like Fallout Boy, it just keeps going. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any
Yeah.
fucking sense.
You
Who
see it like
does?
scroll, and it's just not done.
A lot of spelling errors in it.
Right.
Alright, do we have any final thoughts on 2019? I thought it was interesting because like on Twitter, I saw a lot of people being like, 2019 fucking sucked, let's go 2020, and then literally the first week of 2020, it's like, what is going on? The world is dying.
Dude, they say that every fucking year, though. Every year, like, oh, X year sucked. X plus 1 year is gonna be great.
So I've read through my old year compass from last year, and 2018 was definitely one of the lowest points for me. In 2019, it's definitely been a lot higher. So I've definitely felt a lot better this year, and I feel a lot better moving forward. So
Yeah,
Do you
dude,
guys-
you're on the
I
up and
feel
up,
like I improved
Joseph.
quite a bit. Huh?
Yeah.
You're on the up and up.
Yeah.
You
I
got that
know.
engineering salary. You're going on dates. You know, you got some nice. You got some
Can't get
nice.
much better than this.
You got some nice
All the
gin.
pancakes.
Yeah. That's good
Do you
gin,
guys remember
good
your
pancakes.
year or word of the year last year?
I can do.
Oh,
Do
I
we
can
want to?
prove it.
Do we want to see some
So-
cringy shit? I can pull mine up
Oh,
from like
mine was awful.
2017 because I did one before we did it.
Oh
Um,
no.
Alright, give me 1 second.
Mine was. I'll just fill in while you look. Mine was confidence, and I think that I accomplished it. Hey, what was that?
No, I'm saying you did well. Like, yeah,
Oh.
that's valid.
Yeah,
Mine
and
was onward, and like
think, yeah.
I think I did well with that. Like I pushed on shit from 2018.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty similar though too, right? Where it's like, moving on with like a brave face. And it's hard to transition. I don't think that a lot of people. I don't know. I think that a lot of people struggle with it, right? Where it's like your life changes so much, and
Mhm.
it's hard to like stay sane and happy at the same time. You know.
I also want to point out, so in the beginning, like it tells you to list out like the events of your past year, like going through your calendar and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I wrote was it just says the grilled cheese fiasco, and it's around Winter Carnival. And for the OGs, know what that's about, and I can see Dayton scowling because I'm just saying, you ate a bunch of grilled cheese, my guy.
I did.
God.
I did.
My
I
word
also
for
have a
2019.
barrel sun
Alright,
up to sundown.
Oh
That was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Didn't know
yeah.
that.
Woo!
that was a highlight.
That was really fun. Cooking all that food and shit. That was
Oh,
I was
God.
sick that day.
Really?
That was awful.
I was sick that day.
Dude, that was when
Uh,
when Emily's parents came. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
keg
Oh,
stand,
that's when the party
keg
started.
stand.
I rallied for that.
My 2019 word was progress, which isn't not true, but I didn't. But I wrote this before I knew I was switching fields, so like, um, some of the things there aren't correct. But I don't know. Looking back at my old year compass, I didn't do a lot of things I wanted to, but I also wish I would have looked at it more. I kind of just did it. We did the podcast. I just sat down, never looked at it again.
Yeah, we had that
We did
one
the
check-in,
review.
but that was about it.
But I'm gonna do some more things in 2020. I'll talk about next week that are more specific. So I'm hoping for better completion next year.
For these, so I pulled up my 2017 one and then also my 2018 one. What were we just sharing?
The
The
word of the year.
Word of the year.
Year of the word.
Word of the year. So like the one like the old one. Okay, so
Yeah.
my
it's
27.
It's in the year ahead, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like one of the last pages.
yeah. Okay, okay. So
Yeah, it's
the
I just wrote
2017.
my word of the year for this coming year, and you guys are in for a treat.
Next episode.
All right. 2017 was discomfort, because I think that was when I was about ready to. No, that wasn't. Was that when I was going to New Zealand? Yeah, that was when I was about ready to leave for New Zealand.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the year after that was discipline.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I feel like you're pretty disciplined,
I would say so. Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
with your workout, eating and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeet. All right. Well, if you want to see how we do in 2020, tune in next week for another episode of the Engineers on Filters podcast.
Same time, same channel.
When that channel
Spotify.
You go
From,
Spotify,
like, the old
iTunes.
TV shows, they used to say that.
There's,
Yeah.
Where there was
there's like same bat time, same bat channel.
yeah.
Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Seen
search
that
Engineers
person.
Filters or EWF podcast anywhere, and you should be able to find us. But if you're listening, you've already found us. Bada bing, bada boom.
Mm-hmm.
But check out YouTube this week though, because if everything goes right, there should be the actual video of us talking. So.
It won't just be a thumbnail.
Yeah,
I would've
hopefully.
Put makeup on if I would have known.
Yeah.
Do you have makeup, Joseph?
No.
I haven't
But I
showered in
like it.
3 months.
Shit, a little too long. on that one.
Again, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EDBF Podcast, and we'll get you some more Twitch details once we get that hammered down a little more. But we're doing it. We're Twitch streaming our big sessions, so
We are twitching constantly.
Mhm.
my leg was bouncing most of this episode, so it's not untrue.
That's just you all the time.
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.